chance, you might as well give it all you got. Have fun with it, though. That's definitely the best strategy. But I imagine we're probably getting this underway pretty quick here.
I think we just got it underway.
Awesome. So what are we playing? You said it was a Marjevec, right?
Marjevich.
Marjevich. Excuse me, I apologize.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. I'm used to it.
It's my bad American accent. But yeah, this tournament is very similar to the last spring tournament we had, being standard mode, with the one difference here is you're not guaranteed a sword from Uncle, you'll be guaranteed a random weapon, ranging anywhere from the bow, Cane of Samaria, fire rod, hammer, sword possibly, or you know what, they might just make you do it with bombs.
And which item would you prefer to see for this seed?
Man, I want to see some bombs. I've yet to see it. I just think that's the more fun and interesting one.
Oh, I've seen a few bombs.
Oh, nice. Cane of Samaria is fun too. I like Cane of Samaria. I think hammer is probably my favorite opening though. It's like one of my favorite weapons in the game.
And the cane does open up a lot of really interesting strategies that you can do early on. On the other hand, though, cane doesn't actually open up any item locations right now.
Yeah, no, the cane's pretty locked until much later. You pretty much need like mitts and stuff for the cane to actually be physically locking any items. I guess I think the cane is still attached to killing Landmo, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the only thing, but they would still need a fire source lift upgrade, etc., etc.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So right now it's just a standard proceedings throughout the escape, killing the guards, opening up the chest, getting to Zelda, rescue Zelda, and hopefully find some bombs and some rupees along the way.
Yeah, the randomized weapon, the real wild card and most interesting point is, you know, everyone always wanted to farm a bomb or two from these prize packs from either the guards or the rats at the start. Got a nice 4 bomb drop for the blue guard though. See if cbass gets the same. He
didn't. There's still plenty of opportunity for him to grab some bombs along the way though.
Yeah, and Cane of Samaria is really nice for killing enemies early. You're not going to be too constrained on magic, whereas some of the other weapons can really leaving you in interesting situations depending on how greedy you want to be with them.
Yeah, and if you start with bombs, there's always the major risk that you bomb yourself and take a full heart of damage.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to have more than 3 hearts in Greenmail with such few chests that you're going to have open by this point, so you have to definitely be really careful with it.
Well, from watching the tournament thus far, I've seen a lot of hearts and also mail upgrades quite early on, but they don't seem to be at the escape, though.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if anything like that really changed too much within the newest logic, but it could have.
I mean, in the end, the logic is still random by its own logic, I guess.
Yeah. I guess a lot of that would really just depend on how limited they were putting junk items in GT or something like that, but that stuff's out of my knowledge. I just try to open chests till I win the game.
That strategy tends to work very well.
Got Zelda, escorting Zelda here. I like that.
It's always a sight to behold. Yeah, not all that many rupees here in the lower parts. Hydro did get those 4 bombs, which will be very useful for him. So we just have to wait and see if cbass also manages to grab some along the way.
Yeah, and he got those 4 bombs from a blue guard, so if he's going to wait to kill rats, it's going to have, I believe, a different prize pack, so I think that's the case. I actually, yeah, don't quote me on that. I don't quite understand how that stuff works either.
Yeah, no worries. I have no idea how that works. You can always learn more stuff about this. Always. And as Hydra here gets into the sewers, these dark rooms are the only ones that are lit up, I should say, without the use of the lamp.
Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up. Just just these dark rooms and escape are the only free light cone that you get. Everything else, you either have to do it in the dark, or you got to go find that lamp. Obviously, because how the logic works, that lamp is not going to be locked in any of the dark rooms. They do have means of preventing that, but sometimes you might not want to do that. Cbass does get a 4-drop from the snakes.
Yeah, it was very nice for him.
Because that was a 4-drop too, that makes me think maybe the prize packs are shared, but who knows? I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm wrong much later, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think we just leave the price pack discussion for another time.
Ooh, nice cane on the rat there. He didn't go the way he wanted to, but he adjusted just by activating the block and shooting a beam right at the rat. That was pretty slick.
Yeah, it was very nicely done. And now we'll be checking this bomb area here. And this is the big reason why you want to get these bombs early on, so that you can pick up these 10 arrows, 20 rupees, and a piece of heart.
Most importantly, what you get from that is the peace of mind of knowing you didn't leave something super critical behind because you didn't get bombs, because nobody wants to walk all the way back to escape, and if you don't find a glove upgrade, you're walking through this the long way opposed to taking the shortcut through the graveyard.
Oh yes, you always want to make sure that you can check as many item locations as possible when you are in an area, so that you don't have to double dip.
They both seem to have made it out just fine, though. I imagine they'll just be making their rounds to Kakariko. Nice silvers in the back there, though.
It's a very convenient location for them. Still need to find that bow at some point, though. Now, if there was a bow opening, they could actually head over to Eastern right now and clear that if they're comfortable with dark rooms, but the standard path is to go here through with Lost Woods and Kakariko.
Yeah. Pretty much a very standard route. You're going to see the majority of the runners do this. If any divergence, you'll see some maybe elect to check Lumberjack early, some might check it a little bit later. I've always been kind of a fan to check it later. You can check it like, once you get the boots, just check the Lumberjack with the Bonk Rock, because you can't do the Lumberjack without the boots anyways. But
yeah,
there's, no bad route really.
I think that was just 20 rupees today, so no worries about that for now.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be doing Aghanim specifically for that 20 drop there. I don't think money will be that tight for them.
I mean, they can just get 30, I think it is, in Thieves' Basement.
Yeah, there's 30 in Thieves' Basement, and you have 20 in the Kakariko Well. So basically your goal, if you want to check everything in Kakariko, you just need 3 bombs and 50 rupees, and then you'll be able to pick up enough to get the bottle vendor as well. And then a 4th bomb if you need to get the item in this game.
And 3 bombs and 50 plus rupees is what both our players have as they're heading into Kakariko.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any of them have to worry about any early scarcities of items here, which is nice. You hate to leave things behind or do things inefficiently. I think that was 80 rupees from the, tier 1 tree pool there.
He did pull the tree earlier and got 10 arrows.
Yeah, I think that was our
20.
Nice. That's always good to know. So if they need to farm Zora money, Cbass does have the knowledge that he can get some quick 80s there.
That is indeed the case, as Hydra is now going to be picking up the book. Oh my.
Yeah, early book, lots of money too. Oh, you know what they say about that early book. Maybe this could be the seed where we get to see some Landmo, or excuse me, some Kane Landmo. Oh man.
This may just be a prime example of the commentator's curse, if that is the case.
Oh, it's a commentator's blessing on my end. I'd love to see it. I guess I'm a mean person though.
You truly are mean.
That's okay.
Anyway, also I got the 300 rupees, very nice for that Sora money, and the red boomerang, which no one really cares all that much about. Oh, there's a bottle though for Sikid.
Oh, nice to get that while you're up here, instead of having to make a trip backwards. And a sword. Well, there goes my dream.
And I guess they are very happy to find that sword there, with the 20 rupees, 20 more rupees, and finally, boots!
Okay, alright. Take that back. This is the greatest seed ever.
And some 10-minute boots here, I believe.
I like what Hydrapower's doing here. He is not playing any games. He wants to know immediately what's on that pedestal, so we're gonna get an early check on that.
I don't blame him at all for doing this. Because we can check this, and also I've checked Lumberjack already. That's some really annoying item locations. And just to know what's there is really important.
Ooh, just a piece of heart in the pedestal. So I doubt we'll be seeing that today. And Hydra was the one who didn't check Lumberjack. I think it would be a really clever route to go right to Lumberjack and then hit up the bonk rocks on the way. Yeah, he's gonna need those bombs, so he needs to stop getting robbed, though.
Yeah, that thief took 2 bombs from him. And the stick kid, he's gonna bring the Master Sword already. Oh, wow, could this be Aga, maybe?
Yeah, they still are missing that lamp, but yeah, sure. That does put some... They can get through the magic barrier now with either, you know, Master Sword or higher, or the cape.
And that's indeed the case. Also did see that the bottle merchant had a shield upgrade.
Nice.
And as we proceed into the library, today we see a big heart, and this seed hasn't given him all that many hearts, so I think both our players will be picking up this one.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten a 4th heart yet, it'd be a little too bold just to skip that.
And Hydra deciding to purchase some bombs since the thief decided to rob him of some.
You remember Sick Kid, so he'll be getting his Master Sword, and cbass has basically cleaned everything up here. He'll probably be doing the South Shore Dam to, I guess it's his option. Got a map check here. Desert Palace is green, Eastern was blue, and Hero was a crystal. I couldn't tell if it was a 5 or 6, though.
I think it was Crystal 5, but regardless, that is only 1 pendant in the Dark World this time around. And these moves are really helpful to get through this early game.
Yeah. Unfortunate that, you know, all the pendants are in the Light World. Those are typically your faster dungeons to do. You kind of like to see those pendants in the Dark World. Like, you know, Swamp Palace, or Ice Palace. The ones you don't have to worry about. Turtle Rock's a nice one, too.
Turtle Rock is always required anyway, you know that.
Yeah, that's a very good point, especially when you know, got the cane in like 2 minutes. And that cane will most certainly be required to complete that dungeon for a crystal. If not both.
Still need to find some medallions first for that. And of course, Dark World access. Still a lot of items left to go. As cbass is now going to check this mini Moldorm, Hylia, Hyplea, Cave, whatever you want to call it. And Master Sword makes quick work of these mini Moldorms today.
Yeah, beams are really nice to have for this. So, kudos to both of them for being mindful to pick up that heart when they respawned at Link's house. There's our lamb, so that's your Aga 1 package right there.
Yeah, Aga is now available, and I mean, how many item locations are you going to check before you make that choice to go Aga?
Well, they don't have, you know, any glove or any hammer or any moon pearl, and Aga is only going to net them one item. So unless it was just the pearl on the ledge, then they really can't do anything after they do it anyway. So they probably still want to find a couple more pieces here.
Yeah, and both the desert and the eastern area are still available to be checked, so...
cbass is going to have a little bit of a faster mini Moldorm because Hydra took a little damage, so he didn't get his beams.
And it seems like cbass is setting up for a fake flipper here.
Yeah, he is going to get that water walk state, which finally fixed back in the game to work without the moon pearl. But yeah, if you dash just on the edge of that pit, once you're out of the cave, as long as you jump south to north in the water here, you will get a nice Jesus walk. Excuse me, north to south. Sorry, a little early for me.
It's okay. I'm just as confused as everyone else anyway, so... Anyway, we do see the fake flippers, and Big Heart is there on the island, and he's proceeding towards Hobo.
I really like this play too. He's got money for Zora, and he did the fake flipper correctly, so... whenever he jumps out of the hobo, he will be walking on the water. This will give him access inside the waterfall cave, and then he can dash quickly up to Zora.
It's gonna be a very nice route here for cbass. Hydra's not gonna check the map. I imagine he's gonna head over to Sahasrara perhaps now? Yeah, it does seem that way. Also, Piece of Heart from Hobo.
Oh, he set it up, but he didn't use it. That's unfortunate. At least I think it still works.
Yeah, I don't know the specific details for that, but I imagine he's also going to head to Sahasrara now.
Yeah, it used to work, and then they actually made it not work with some changes that they did during the festive mode update. Oddly enough, if you set up that state not in a cave, it would work without the moon pearl. A good place to do that would be over in Lost Woods. Dash next to one of those holes, and then you can get that water walk state over there, and it'll work without the pearl.
And that's a very interesting strategy that you can go for. And the cbass, as you see here, is actually using boots to blow up the back here of Sahasrara, instead of using a bomb, which Hydra did use, as he is heading into Eastern.
I really don't blame him. At this point, there's not much left in logic, no glove, so can't get up Death Mountain.
It's Eastern Desert, Aegina, and Aga, right?
I still think that early book was kind of pointing a little bit of an arrow towards desert, but, you know. Eastern is a pendant. If they find all 3 items in here, he knows he doesn't have to come back.
Well, there's the powder.
Yeah, that could be really important. If not, just for the utility and the safety throughout the run.
And the boots also sort of may hint towards desert because of the torch item.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually kind of surprised they're both dipping in Eastern here. Oh, I guess they still need that glove, but...
It may simply be from... they had to check Sahasrara anyway, and they don't have all that many item locations. We did see the big key in a very convenient location, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot to have it. If anything, the perfect Eastern for them would have been items 1, 2, and 3 in the first 3 chests. That is possible, but we'll see what happens here. Well, there's item number 2, being a heart container. Still good to have early.
I'm sitting at 6 hearts right now. And in this big chest, we see the compass. The dark rooms, it is. But this is still only a 50-50 if the 3rd item is actually in the big key chest.
Yeah, we're still dragging the map as well, so 50-50 could be here, could be on Armos.
But if we do find the third item here, that means that Eastern is completely done, since this is just a regular pendant and the pedestal didn't have anything.
Yeah. It's important to note that only Hydra knows that cbass doesn't, so if anything, you know, maybe cbass could be thinking pedestal later along the seed. Oh, there's your map, of course. They never want to make it easy for you.
Yes, there's one item left in Eastern, but can't be acquired right now. And I imagine it's going to be a very low priority to get that item. And now we will see Hydra head over to the desert area. Oh, and Siva's getting an unfortunate death there.
Yeah, he won't be getting the map to Eastern today, but he will, again, not have that peace of mind, which can really just weigh on you during the longevity of a run. Because he might be thinking he left something really important back there. When you have a death like that right in front of the chest, it always weighs on your mind.
Indeed, it does, and he's gonna check Bonkrox. Yeah, I guess I did forget about Bonkrox. I always seem to forget that for some reason.
Well, yeah, we're not used to having roots so early. Bonkrox is a good check here. I even like Hydra going to Agina before he goes in the desert, because, you know, what if you find the glove in Agina, then you feel kind of silly.
No, we just find 20 rupees in both chests today.
Okay. Interesting. So it looks like really the only things we have left in Logic is whatever's in Desert or Aga.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. There's a piece of art on the ledge, so we are really running thing on item locations now.
I mean, there's only 2 items in Desert, and then, you know, 3 being the green pendant, so you'd have to find a glove, you know, and a hammer in here, or 2 gloves in here, and then get the pearl from the pendant.
Yeah, they may not.
Aga. So I think they might be going there.
I mean, they may not even be able to get both items in this.
Exactly, yeah. So, this is really starting to look like an Aga seed.
We will know in about a minute or two here. This first chest is going to yield a small key. And we're gonna start thinking about what kind of items can be on the pyramid. Gloves can be there, flippers can be there.
Nothing can be there too, as long as they get a pearl here also.
Oh yeah. Well, there's our big key.
You think they're gonna find a glove here, or you think they're gonna find the pearl? Or none of the above?
I think gonna find a piece of heart.
I'm thinking glove. I feel like a glove's about to show up.
Well, this torch has the moon pearl.
Oh, come on. Be nice, Seed. Give him a glove in the big chest and the hammer on Saha.
Well, if that's not the case, this is going to be an Aga seed. And it's an Aga seed!
Alright. We gotta do this the old-fashioned way.
Yep. No fire rod, no medallions, no bow, just the master sword. Hydra didn't check Bonkrox, right?
No, he didn't check it yet. That's where he's going right now. It's really interesting that they're only going to get Dark World access, but like they have no flippers or hook shot. I mean, that gives you Pyramid, and that gives you entrance to Pod.
Yeah, they don't even have gloves to check Catfish.
That's really interesting. I certainly hope for at least cbass's sake that like they don't just end up finding the flippers outright and in Pod or on the Pyramid, and then it wants you to go back to the Light World and do Zora, because that would be a way where a sequence break could completely skip AGA 1.
Yeah, that's indeed the case. And cbass may actually go back to Eastern. No, he's not going to go back to Eastern, thankfully.
Yeah, I think at that point you have to commit to AGA, and I mean, there's really nothing he could have found in Eastern except for maybe a glove that would have led him back to Desert. So that's a pretty low percentage play, so I don't blame him going immediately to AGA.
Yep, and we will now be going through this AGA tower very slowly through these golden ball and chain guys, as they do not have a way to one-shot them since they only have a Master Sword.
Yeah, it's just the NMG way to do it, you know? There's definitely been worse AGA loadouts. At least it did give him a Master Sword and not, you know, the Cape and the Fighter Sword. That's the worst.
Oh, yeah, at least the seed hasn't been that evil to them. After this, it's literally Pod, and there must be a progression item there, and unless there is something on the Pyramid, of course.
Yeah, that's... We're running pretty thin here on stuff. I mean, that progression item has to be really particular, too. God, I mean... It has to be either a glove or flippers. I don't really know what else it could be. I guess you could find a flute?
Hammer?
I mean, Hammer does unlock Magic Bat, but that's pretty much it. I guess you could go down to Hype Cave, too.
And wrap all the way around to the digging game, and then you get a glove upgrade there.
Oh, that's just gross, though. I don't like that.
You could also get flute. It would open up Death Mountain.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say the next progression piece you're gonna get is gonna be the flippers, because I've already been wrong once, so why not be wrong twice?
Actually, you know, I think I will stick with that flute claim for now.
Nice. I like flute too. Flute's fun.
And neither of our players have really had any difficulty traversing through AGA Tower. Nice use of the boomerang here also for both of them.
Yeah, they both were pretty much flying through this AGA 1 here. And surely they both know that, you know, this was required, but it's just such a weird feeling. You know, we're speedrunners. We want to finish this game fast, and then you're just making us go through an entire dungeon that, you know, you usually get to skip like 70% of the time. It just makes you feel like you're going slow, and we don't like that.
And I guess it's time to count those blue balls.
Oh yeah, how many do you think we're gonna have today? My guess is 3.
2.
3. Alright, well there's one. This is probably the most exciting fight, and ALTTP Randomizer, also an NMG, with blue ball number 2 there. All you do is just charge your sword, and whenever he shoots, you let go. That's pretty much it. It's a tough fight.
I'm so excited right now. I mean, I can't contain my excitement for this incredible boss fight.
Yeah, I'm glad we got something as exciting as an AGA 1 fight at 7 o'clock in the morning to keep me awake here. There's blue ball number 3.
Damn it.
Alright, 3 it was. Hey, I was right about something. First time in my life.
Congratulations. You
Thank
win, I don't know, honor?
Herfy Durfy's love and affection, please. It's the only thing that means anything to me.
Sure, if you say that. Pyramid has 20 rupees. We're off the pod.
Yep. Luckily for them too, they have rupees. That's always one of the fun situations where alright, it's an Aga seed, you get all hyped up, you roll through Aga 1, and then you realize you got 80 rupees in the bag. Well, that's a problem. You gotta pay this silly monkey 110 rupees before he opens the door for you.
It's always...
Oh, go ahead.
It's always felt like one of the weirder things to check. Also, pod is the red crystal, and turtle rock is the pendant.
Wow, pendant turtle rock. So how many progression items are in there today?
What do you think about the mirror being in there?
Oh, I hate it.
I think we all do.
Yeah, mirror is one of those items I like to find early just because it makes your routing so much more crisp.
And what if this first item here has something like the shovel?
Shovel. Oh, Lord.
I mean, I'm not gonna take anything away from this seed, but it can really give anything at this point.
Yeah, anything that leads to something else, most certainly.
And we will see a hammer.
Wow, I like that. That's really interesting. You can't do anything else in pot here. You didn't get that small key, so time to save and quit at the pyramid and go head down the hype cave. You don't see this very often. You don't see an Aga 1 to go to pod to get a hammer to go to hype cave. And hype cave could have nothing. The progression could also be at back cave too.
Remember what I said about the gloves being at the digging game? I have to be honest, I've never seen a seed like this before.
Yeah, it's very uncommon, and it really tests your knowledge of routing and all that good stuff too. But Hydra seems to know what's up here, so he's gonna use that hammer that he just got to go ahead and wrap around these pegs, and that'll give him hype cave. He can check Stumpy and the dig game.
And this could actually be a real hype cave for once.
Yeah, I think this new version's brought a little bit of the hype back. It's not as bad as it used to be.
But also not as hype as it used to be.
Well, back in the good old days where, you just checked 30% of the world and you got all your go mode items. We didn't want to keep it that easy forever, so... It's a piece of art from just the start here.
Oh, the mirror.
Mirror.
Wait, mirror, what does that unlock? Swamp?
Well, not without those flippers yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they can go ahead and check South Grove Cave on the way over to the Stumpy, so that's kind of nice. Really about it right now. But really nice to have early. Again, this is a location that, they probably would be happy to check along the way here, so they got a mirror to do it.
Just 20 rupees from Stumpy. This looks to be a very linear seed.
Yeah. I think with that hammer, too, that pretty much all that solidifies that Aga 1 was required. Unless there's a glove at Zoran, like, say, a glove on Death Mountain or something.
Yeah, that's about it. And this is just a piece of art, so digging game?
Yeah, digging game or Bat Cave. Oh my. You might be right on the money with that glove at dig game here.
Oh yeah, that cave is also open now with that hammer. Forgot they did pick up the powder.
I think those are only 2 spots left available.
Well, this may be the hypest digging game in a very long time.
Yeah, 1 to 30 digs here to get whatever item it may be. Be ranging anywhere from a piece of heart? Wow, okay. That cave it is.
Yeah, that cave. I'm pretty certain that is the last item location here.
I think so too. Unless I forgot something.
Well, I think Hydra's got the money on the book, or whatever you want to say in English. I have no idea what I just said. Ignore me completely.
Hey, I don't know either, but that's alright, because I say things all the time too that I don't understand, so I'm right
I'm
there
just
with you.
I'm just a commentator that's making up idioms that mean absolutely nothing. Ignore me, please.
I still like it, man. Oh my gosh, Bombo's tablet. How did we forget that? Wow!
Oh, yeah.
Everybody forgot it. I guess cbass is going back towards it. I didn't think about that. Oh man, that's the last thing on my mind this early in a seed. And that's just 10 bombs from Magic Bat. Hydra looked like he took a pause there thinking, what did I miss? Yeah, Bombo's tablet. That would have been really clever to go do that right after Hype Cave too, because you see cbass had to walk all the way around because he doesn't have a glove yet, so he can't pick up that frickin' rock.
Yeah, the world traversal right now is really awkward for our players without those glove upgrades.
You had to go get a hammer to go to Hype Cave to get a mirror so you could do Bombo's tablet? I mean, come on, what's going on here? Is this our glove?
Now they get the gloves, and then they just head straight to Lanmolas after this.
That'd be quite a risky play, being the green pendant, but I mean, there's really not too much of a better time to do it than when you're right outside the dungeon, and there's our glove.
Oh, look what cbass is doing. Wait, hasn't he checked a G9?
Maybe? Did cbass not go into desert?
He did, but didn't he check a G9? No, he never checked a G9. Wow.
Oh, okay. He just went right for Aga. I guess he...
Anyway, these gloves open up pretty much the entirety of Dark World, and also most of Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, with the mirror and the hammer in combination, they can hit up Spiral Cave, Paradox Cave, they can go finish off Hera. You can do Thieves Town, check a couple items in Skull Woods.
Seems like cbass is taking the Death Mountain path. Aw, neither of our players will be taking the green pendant.
Yeah, maybe a little too early for that play, but you just never know. That green pendant, that could have been the play, or it could have been just the biggest waste of time. That's just the joys of Randomizer.
And we're seeing Death Mountain from both of our players, actually, so no diversion.
Death Mountain's not a bad play here.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
You get that save and quit spot.
Yeah, it's probably the highest density of chests that they could check along the way. I'd say the only detriment about going to Death Mountain early would be if, say, the mids, hookshot and stuff, or like hanging out in Village of Outcast or Thieves Town, then you could kind of have a more efficient Death Mountain, but I mean, for all you know, all that stuff could be up here, so...
This seed and efficient doesn't really go well together.
Yeah, it's really controlled their early movements by giving them, you know, each little piece of progression that was like, here, this unlocks 2 spots, go check those. Here's another item that unlocks 2 more spots, go over there.
And now, pretty much everything is open to them.
It's like they're the same racer here, because they're both making the exact same decision.
I mean, right now it's Ether Tablet and Tower of Hera before they head over to the eastern part.
And you know, I don't think cbass actually did go to desert. Well, he got the pearl. Did he not check the big chest? He did. Okay, never mind. So cbass does have the Cane of Burning. Which is, interestingly enough, they can go to Spike Cave.
Oh yeah, suddenly Spike Cave. So just a lot of money on that tablet.
Yeah, no shortage of rupees here. Oh, heart container in the basement, so here's hoping that we got a big key chest here in the back, else you gotta do a silly tile room. No one likes to do those. Nice.
That's a good location for the key. You know, there could still be something in the basement, you know?
Yeah, they're good. And hopefully that something is just a compass.
Well, now you're being nice to the players.
You know. My, I'd love to see a Samari-only land, though, but a tile room, that doesn't excite me too much. It's too early in the morning for that. You know, you might be co-commentating by yourself, because I might fall asleep.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Let's continue.
I'm only joking, by the way.
I know. Also, there's the compass. cbass here setting up this bomb jump.
Opting to do it without the boots here. That pixel looks just good, so yeah. Very nice bomb jump there.
So it's a 50-50 for item here, if the basement is required or not. Also, nice fairy drop.
Yeah, and you can really just kind of see the difference of time here. You know, cbass did that bomb jump, Hydra elected just to drop down, and I mean, they're pretty much entering this dungeon roughly close to the same time here, but now he's just a few screen transitions away.
Well,
anything can happen with the Troll Dorm fight.
I was just going to say that. And it's not being nice today.
Yeah, kind of had him cornered. That was pretty bad RNG there. That was unlucky.
Wow, what
Unlucky
in the
for
world?
both.
cbass switching over to hammer strats, it seems like.
Yeah, both switching to hammer. I like using the hammer on him. You lose a little bit of your range. Hammer's kind of a fickle weapon, but when you're holding that sword out, your movement is cut in half, and he'll chase you down and knock you off. Both killing their troll dorms here, basically in tandem.
And our second item means that the basement is not required.
Guess that silly map is just hanging out down there.
Yeah, no one cares about the map. And now to the eastern parts of Death Mountain. A lot of items to check here, but no Dark World access. Also, this dead rock here.
You're not supposed to go over there. At least he got lucky that he didn't hang out there for too long.
And the island with 20 rupees.
If that dead rock would have stayed on that bridge for much longer, I would have been whipping out that powder. Oddly enough, powder and Quake will turn those things into those googly-eyed squash monsters, and then you can actually kill a dead rock.
Yeah, I know that's the case, but I've never actually seen anyone do it.
I hate them so much. Sometimes, you just do it for fun. It makes you feel good.
I can't blame you there. And there's, I think that's our second green rupee.
Yeah, probably not something they were too keen on finding there. I mean, at 1,100 rupees right now, I don't think a green rupee is going to make all that much of a difference in this seed.
And they have all the rupees they will need. And now it's time for the Paradox Cave. We have 7 items here to find. We're starting off with the other boomerang and a big heart.
Yeah. And they still are on green mail. That is important to note. So these heart containers are, they're not unwanted, so to speak, unless we maybe found another mail upgrade. The Dark World can still hit pretty hard with a green mail.
Oh, there's the bow. Yeah, a lot of enemies will still do 2 hearts of damage, and bow and hook shot.
Interesting.
So do you return to pod now?
You got 4 more items hanging out in there. They could do a fat fairy after that as well. Hera was one of the 5-6 crystals, pod being the other one. I mean, they could go ahead and knock that out, and they got Aga 1 down, so you can even take the shortcut.
Do you see what I'm seeing Hydra doing?
Getting bullied by this guard?
Oh, of course, that's the only thing you noticed.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's making the play on pod. I like that play a lot. They got the bow. Hook shot, it's tough to tell where that hook shot's actually pointing you.
Well, we do need the flippers before we can put that hookshot to use in both swamp and ice. And for ice, we still need something to actually kill the enemies.
Hydra got bullied down to 3 hearts now, so he'd be one-shot by these birds. I think he was just maybe a little thrown off. Oh, well, I shouldn't say anything.
Oh,
I'm sorry about that one. Put that one on me. I apologize.
I will give you a note after the raid.
No, I deserve to be banned after that. That was mean of me.
cbass just checks the pedestal and knows that there is nothing there, and we'll now head into Village of Outcasts, Skullwoods area.
I think what tripped them up there, though, when you do an Aga 1 seed, it spawns just so many more enemies and those red guards and stuff, especially going through the eastern area. It's just so stacked. There's just guards and all these little tiny corners. It's really easy to go ahead and take some extra damage, and yeah, you got bullied a little bit there, and it kind of whittled them down until a bird cleaned them up.
Yeah, Link to the Past is not an easy game.
It really isn't. They make it look so easy, and then when you try to play yourself, you're like, do it, you know? There's a lot of fine-tuning with a lot of the movement and stuff. It's really fun to play just because of that progressive learning curves.
Well, this seed has had a forced double dip into pod.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, there's no getting around that one.
And first just hammer, and the hammer then, much later, manages to unlock the bow so that they can continue here. And the flute is in Skullwoods.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that makes me think that maybe putting off Death Mountain would have been a little bit more of an efficient play. It really just depends on where those mids were, but if you find the mids over in Village of Outcast area, if I was playing this, I'd be thinking, wow, I hope my opponent didn't do this first, else I might be kind of behind.
And we're gonna see some boomerang strats in here for Skullwoods. The boomerang does work to stun these enemies, but the hookshot does not work.
Yeah, weird how that works. Yeah, Gibdos are definitely weak to the boomerang. Arrows do not hurt Gibdos either, but silver arrows do kill them.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
And oddly enough, a ice rod will freeze them, an ether will not, and ether just outright kills them. Strange how this game works.
Something programming, question mark? It seems like cbass is done with the Skullwoods for now. I think he only found the flute as the single item there. Also, that guard, how did he get...
Yeah, red guards are just bullies today, taking everybody's lunch money.
And get another key in pod. I am very surprised by this.
Yeah, pod always will really front-loaded with keys and all the good stuff's in the back. Good job doing his due diligence here. Some people kind of like to take gambles and skip the front, but if you would have been doing that, you would have been orphaning the big chest because that big key was in the front.
Yeah, and he has the mirror, so he can navigate this dungeon very effectively.
Yeah. Pod with the mirror is great. Pod without the mirror is hell.
I concur. I believe it was 10 arrows in the chest minigame.
Nothing too good out of Village of Outcast yet. Finding that flute's really big, though. I mean, that was kind of one of those weird items that you could be looking forward till the very end of the game. I guess that's going to be replaced by the flippers in this seed, but, you know, who knows? There's a fire rod in Pod. Oh, yeah, let's go. And a shovel.
Oh, suddenly items just happened in Pod. And this flute is required also since they need to get to Mire. With this fire rod, that makes Skull Woods beatable.
Yeah, finding the fire rod over here in Pod is really nice for Hydra because that will probably push him that direction, so I doubt he'll be getting trolled too heavily by the flute.
Yeah, he's likely going to head over there, as cbass is now making the visit into Thieves Town.
There's one medallion, so that could be required. We're gonna need one of them. We don't know which one it is yet.
Yeah, we don't have the myth, so we can't actually check both Mire and Turtle Rock.
I will say if the seed keeps up giving them items the way it's been, man, having mitts as your go mode item, that's pretty much the dream right now.
I'm still looking for the flippers in addition to that.
And we got the map and compass in here, so Helmosaur will be having an item.
And as Hydra proceeds through that, I'm pretty certain cbass hasn't found anything of note in Thieves Town yet.
Nope, nothing yet. Good old fun Thieves Town, throwing all the dungeon items into the front four. Not too bad when it's a crystal, though. Pretty much check all the chests anyways. There's really not too many of them that are out of the way.
And they have the hammer, so they can actually check all the item locations. And having the lamp for these dark rooms is very nice.
Oh yeah, most definitely. A total room without lamp or a fire rod is not fun. No one likes to do that.
And cbass using some hookshot strats here in the Hellway.
Yeah, it's almost like they intended you to do that. You never know. Those statues are kind of in a pretty nice spot to utilize that to get past that silly room.
There is no real effective way to get through that room.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the God Pixel Dash, but, you know, if you miss it, then there's really not too much you can do to salvage it.
Yeah, that's true.
The God Pixel Dash doesn't always work. There's an RNG pattern that Patrick Star can do to mess everything up. Which he only does if you happen to get the correct pixel, so that's just how this game works.
Yeah, even when you get it, you still don't get it. cbass found an arrow capacity upgrading feed.
We're gonna have a 7-heart Greenmail Helmosaur, so not exactly the freest fights here. You don't want to be taking too much damage. Just get the mask off, and then with one silver arrow, you can take him down. So I wouldn't play this too greedy.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
There's good strategies here.
And now with the silver. Oh, misses the first.
Whoa. He edges it out. That was pretty clutch there. I mean, that fireball literally despawned as it was hitting him. He could have taken one more damage, though. They only do 2 hearts of damage.
And this seed has truly turned rich.
Yeah. Everybody gets 300 rupees. Every chest you open, it feels like.
Well, cbass just gets 3 bombs. On another note, Hydra now has the Pyramid Fairy unlocked.
Yeah, this is one of these new fun things here that they changed with the logic. cbass just kind of walked into that key door, That small key that he thought he had is actually locked in that big chest. They kind of gave that option for those one-off things to be locked in there. If you've been playing this game a lot, especially for the older versions, you just always assume that at this point you have the small key because you would have picked it up because it used to not be able to be locked in that big chest. So that's kind of why he did that there.
Yeah, it's one of those things that takes some time to get used to. And this is a pretty straightforward blind fight with full magic and a Cane of Burna.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's going to take 9 hits to knock all these heads off. And you can actually kill blind only with the Cane of Burna if you activate it at the right time. Kind of weird when he starts his opening animation. Normally when you get your first sword slash in, you actually can't damage him with the Cane of Burna. You kind of have to wait till he starts moving around. But if you wait till that, you can actually get all 9 hits in with just a regular magic meter. But you do need all of it.
Yeah, and Thieves Town had no items of value today.
Yeah, outside of the crystal, didn't really get too much from it. That's alright, though. Cbass has to make a choice where he wants to go. Looks like he's going to go head up, check out what's on Bumper Cave, then he'll probably do King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge along the way as well.
And it seems like Hydro will be taking Thieves Town before Skullwood.
Yeah, I like that route. I mean, they've already checked all the way up to the big game, so, you know, why not just clean everything up from the south and work your way north opposed to, you know, kind of leaving holes on both sides.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But then we still have the World Tour quests, as to speak, that needs to be done, maybe. The Sea House was just 20 rupees. Let's see if that's going to check King's Tomb.
Yeah, I'm a little curious what he might find here. We're actually kind of running thin on spots as far as what they both have checked. I mean, Catfish is in logic, Zora is within logic, Spike Cave.
Yeah, there aren't that many locations left, since,
Yeah.
I mean, they will clear what the other players already cleared, but still, when we get done with that, there aren't that many spots left.
Yeah, we got one item in Eastern, and then I think we got both items out of Desert, so we would just have the green pendant there. So just a lot of one-off locations if none of this stuff ends up paying out for him. Oh, there's the flippers in Graveyard. Alright, well, I guess you go to Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's actually only opened that up since Ice still requires Mitt.
It's actually really nice. He got the flippers at this point. He can just actually switch his route up here. Since he got those now, you can just go head over to Catfish and you can mirror and check out the Zora stuff.
It's a very convenient location. It does look like it's going to be a Catfish into Zora check.
Yeah, it's the best time to do it when you're over here. Hydra most certainly is going to hit up Skullwoods after this. He'll get his flute. Hopefully that won't deter him too much away from that route, because once he gets his flute, he's probably going to want to turn it in. He really won't have that much else left to do, though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him do the north route as well.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. And Seabat's going to take a brief detour here and buy himself a blue potion.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 1,600 rupees in your pocket. That's obviously going to slow down your dash speed, right? You'd think carrying all that money would slow you down.
Hey, this is video game logic, not real-life logic.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
And Catfish in general is very difficult to route in, if I'm just gonna change subject like that.
Yeah, he's in the corner of the world, always an awkward spot. There's definitely been a lot of these tournament randomizer runs that have been made or just completely shattered by stuff at Catfish.
And our lovely fish today has 3 bombs. Oh, cbass? Oh yeah, did remember. Use the mirror.
3 blueberries from the catfish.
Not sure if I want.
Well, we'll see if his big brother's got anything better. Nice tempered sword over there in the waterfall cave, though.
Very nice pickup. Not required, but it's always nice to have at least tempered when you go into Ganon.
I mean, tempered is good for Ganon, but man, it's good for a lot of other things too. Mothula especially. Hydra's going to have a little bit more of a difficult moth fight than cbass will, just because of that tempered, unless, you know, we do find a sword in Skullwoods.
Always the possibility. And Sora will, I mean, generally rob of 500 rupees, but when you have 1200, it doesn't really matter all that much that you get the blue mail.
Hey, that's like Ocarina of Time vanilla.
So
Gave you
it's,
the water suit.
is this randomized or just timelining confusion?
Yeah, our Super Nintendo's having an identity crisis. That's what this seat is.
That makes sense. cbass spending some time there thinking where to go next.
I like how they both pulled out Verna. You'd think these were like the same people with how they started and their decisions that they made.
Don't get any ideas, okay? cbass is heading to pod now.
Yeah,
And
Pod
with
was,
that,
yeah, he had
do
Pod, or he
continue.
had a Swamp Palace left. He'll be happy he did Pod because he's going to get his Fire Rod here.
This blue mail is also very nice to have, going around all these enemies.
Yeah, Blue Mail Tempered Sword, his survivability and just, you know, overall combat efficiency has increased tenfold since, you know, each time you get a sword, it actually doubles the damage of the previous sword, with some rare exceptions going from Fighter Sword to Master Sword.
And cbass remembers that he has to go east side, because that's the only path to go.
Yeah. Weird bow locked, or you know, I guess when they both were in pod, they could have used the bottle glitch to check some more chest in there.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that glitch. I've never seen it in action though. And here's the flute for high.
Yeah, it was a really new discovery. Funny how like this game had been like meticulously played, but it wasn't until like Randomizer came out where you started to see just so many of these things that, you know, people hadn't seen before come into play, just because we were doing things in the game that, you know, there was really no reason or no ever good time to do. But yeah, if you're moving left in that room, you drink a potion while holding left. As long as you stay hugging the right wall, you can wrap the camera over, and then you can grab the wall and move the mimics off screen, which triggers them to not being on that screen, and the game thinks they're dead, and it opens the door. It's really a silly glitch. It's fun.
I'm pretty certain we will see it at some point during the tournament.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, especially in this mode. I mean, that gives you... If it was a Bowlock pod, it's no longer Bowlock. You can check all those chests, and that even gives you the hindsight. Like, they would have known that, you know, the Fire Rod, if they were looking for the bow, they weren't going to find it in Skull Woods. You know, they wouldn't find it anywhere that was locked by the Fire Rod, so it could even give you more insight of, you know, the item that you're missing.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Hydra now heading to the back of Skull Woods to finish off Mothula.
Man, I'm looking real hard at his health right now. He took a lot of damage getting over to this point. This dungeon is most certainly not free. You got Gibdos doing 2 hearts of damage, Mothula will do 2 hearts of damage, and there's spikes everywhere. It's not a fun place to be. He does have that powder, so he can refill on the bunny beam before he gets that small key.
Well, you better not fall down in holes in that case.
Yeah, he's trying to farm some hearts here, but not too effective when you fall in the hole before you get it.
And he does have a potion, but that's just a green. Oh, he may just do a death warp.
Yeah, I think he's just taking a death warp here to refill his health. This wasn't going how he wanted it to.
That is a nice decision from him. And cbass is just collecting all the keys in the key palace.
Yeah, he's on right next to his fire rod though, so he's about to be getting that. I don't think we saw the shovel yet either.
I don't think they've dug that up yet, right? The Hydra's still only at 4 hearts here.
Oh, not taking the powder on the bunny beam there. I think he might regret that, or he might just clutch this fight out.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Not even taking the heart from the pot over there. I guess he just wanted to ignore everything in that room and not risk taking any more damage.
Oh, this fairy for cbass is really trolling him. There he gets.
They love to hang out of reach.
And Mofula is a big pain fight because of all those spikes moving around, random movements, and, well, everything in between as well. Nice refill there, and we'll continue to just use the fire rod here.
Yeah, it's a little bit safer because you can stay out of range from him. It seems like the fire rod shots have such a better chance of doing damage, and he does take care of that. Didn't take a hit through the whole fight, so that was pretty clutch by him. And that's the second item in Skull Woods.
That was very impressive. Just a piece of heart, though. Not really the item he was looking for.
He got the dungeon clear, and he got his flute while he was over here. I don't know, I'd still be feeling pretty good about that.
And now we need to head on over and get those flippers.
Yeah, this was...
Do continue.
Oh, I was just saying, this was kind of the thing that's making me a little nervous. If he turns in this flute and just decides to go somewhere else before checking the north route, I think he still might do it. I just don't know if you'd want to leave your portal back there. Maybe it's faster to do it this way. I'm really not sure. We'll see what he does, though.
Yeah, I'm not all that familiar with the optimal way to route it.
But if he doesn't go the north route, I mean, if it was any item but flute, he would definitely be doing the north route here, I think.
I mean, the flute doesn't open anything up to him.
Yeah, it's just that weird thing. It drags you away from where you need to go, and then you might think you need to go somewhere else.
And he is flying away.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Pyramid Fairy? Oh, shovel.
Okay, see a shovel check here.
But the only thing we are looking for right now is mitts, and potentially the right medallion for Meyer.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Again, you know, mitts being your go mode, that's the dream. That just automatically gives you go mode Ice Palace, go mode Meyer. Piece of art. Shovel here.
That's a full refill though, back to 10 hearts now.
I think this
Now I
is
guess we will see the Pyramid Fairy. Or not.
He's going there. He's just mowing the lawn before he gets over.
Oh yeah, the infinitely respawning lawn.
Hey, mom doesn't care. You gotta do your chores.
Link has a mom?
Of course.
And I didn't quite see cbass Helmasaur fight, but seeing his heart count and yeah, I'm gonna assume it was pretty straightforward. Both our players are now sitting on 3 crystals, Hydra on 4 because he finished off Skull Woods. cbass is likely going to head there in about a minute or 2.
Perhaps. He's got a lot of options available to him. You got Skull Woods, you got Swamp Palace. I mean, Skull Woods is I don't know. You might as well finish it. It's not going to get too much faster. I guess the mids would give you your Dark World access a little bit quicker. Looks like he's making the play on Swamp, though, with where he fluted to.
It is open.
But we'll see what Big Mom has here. Man, really, the worst thing he could find would be the mids. That would just be awful.
That's a big heart and 5 rupees. Those mids remain elusive for now.
He's gonna go all the way up here to Catfish. He won't be able to combo all that other stuff in play that Cbass did. He might opt to hookshot over, though, and go ahead and check the North stuff before he does Catfish.
That is a possibility. We will know. No, he's not. And as Cbass is draining his Swamp, he will be entering Swamp soon.
Swamp seems like the most probable place to have the mids here, but we still have a few one-off locations that those could be hiding. And again, we're still not sure what medallion we're gonna need, you know? I'm sure everybody's hoping it's Quake, but...
Yeah, worst case scenario is you need Quake for Turtle Rock, and then you need another medallion from Meyer.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And by that I mean, wow, you're not a very nice person. Why would you think something like that?
I blame my brain. That's a big key. Convenient. But Hydra is walking back here, so I think he's gonna hookshot across now.
Yeah, again, he's kind of thin on options at this point, without those flippers being in hand. You could have checked Zora there, that was about it, and then if he didn't do that, he had Spike Cave or Desert or East, so...
But he will be getting his flippers very soon.
Yeah, sensible play by him. This really the 2 items over here is about as dense of an item location that's left available to him, oddly enough.
So again, as the seed opened up tremendously for them, we're still down to just a few remaining item locations.
And depending on what he does with these flippers, I mean, if he goes right into the Swamp Palace, he is... I mean, I would say Cbass has, you know, maybe a half dungeon lead right now, but I mean, he hasn't done Skull Woods yet. Hydropower would lose, obviously, a little bit more time if he went and checked the Waterfall and the Zora area before he went to Swamp. But I mean, if he goes to Swamp and Mitts are here and that's your go mode, I mean, this is a razor-tight race here.
Yeah, this race is far from over right now.
He got his flippers there in Graveyard Ledge. Cbass is doing his due diligence here and checking all the chests, everybody's favorite dungeon.
Oh, I love Swamp so much. Taking out the flute, I imagine he will go to 7. No, he's going to 8, so he's starting off with Zora here. Zora and Hobo, because he didn't fake flip it to Hobo, correct? That was just Cbass.
Yeah, that is correct. Just remembering he hadn't done that yet. It looked like he was thinking about going in that portal. He's like, I'll check the Hobo first.
Well, he can't go into Ice either, so this is really the only choice he has until he goes back to Zora.
Just a shame he didn't have those flippers a little earlier when he was doing, you know, Big Bomb and all of that. He could have taken the shortcut to get to the Hobo.
Yeah... I mean, you could always route it better once you actually know how you should have routed it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying this is a bad play by any means. I'm just saying it was just unfortunate that, like, wow, if I would have had that item 2 seconds ago, I could have done this all together.
I think unfortunate is a very good way to describe a Link to the Past randomizer as a whole.
You're right, absolutely.
I mean, it was just a piece of art in the first chest there for cbass, and the other has our second bottle. It's a fairy though, which is nice to have.
Nice. Always good to have a 1-up.
And Hydra is now going to be disappointed after this tempered, since Sora is just going to give him the blue mail.
I think that was 2 items on the left side too, so that kind of makes if Hydra opts to do a left side skip, it would be hard not to want to go back and check those 2 chests in case you don't find anything here, because you would be leaving 2 items behind.
Oh yeah, there are so few item locations remaining. I can't imagine he's skipping it.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that hate Swamp. He could go head off to Spike Cave before he wants to do it. He might as well.
Oh yes, we still have that Spike Cave. I always forget about that one.
We've seen a lot of progression in that place too lately. Something's going on in that cave. I don't know what it is.
Definitely it's going Swamp though, and we do find the cape inside of Swamp as well.
I don't remember if they checked Bumper Cave. I'm sure that they did, and I'm sure that I saw it, and I'm sure my brain told me it was nothing, and there's our mitts. So yeah, screw Bumper Cave. We're good to go.
Yeah, they checked Bumper Cave. It was nothing there.
Yeah, I figured as much. I never remember the useless items to the point where I don't remember if they were checked or not.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you on that, but now the mitts are open. Which medallion do you need for Meyer?
Oh, I say give him Quake. I want to see an execution battle at the end here.
That indeed is Quake. This is Go mode.
Yeah, and I imagine after he finishes up Argus here, that's going to be the first place that he's going. And I mean, even if you don't find Quake, or even if it's not Quake, I mean, you could find whatever medallion you need hanging out and say the Meyer Shed, which has 2 items. You're going to have an item in Checkerboard Cave. Those medallions, if you end up not having the one you need, they like to be close by for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've seen the medallion for Turtle Rock in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. cbass was setting up the quick kill on Argus there, but kind of got hit and troll a little bit there. That's alright, just 2 spins with the temper to take care of him.
The big hearts is a very nice item to find now. Just want to find as much health as you can before you enter the final parts. So let's see here for cbass. Take out the mirror, take out the flute, fly to 6.
Yeah, that'll be the immediate reaction here. I'm sure he wants to know, am I in go mode? Are we about to roll? You don't want to go do a bunch of things that you don't need to just because you didn't check what medallion you need. So yeah, it's going to be the first place he goes.
Yeah, this is the moment of truth right here. Which medallion do we need to enter Meyer? It is going to be Ether.
Oh no.
We're still missing one item for Goma.
It's not over yet. We got to find that Ether medallion now.
And these myths have opened up a lot of item locations back in Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, you got Ice Palace on the table, the Smith game, Hammer Pegs, Purple Chest. I have to ask you though, which chest in Turtle Rock is Ether going to be?
The 3rd on the laser bridge.
Oh, hey, there's half magic.
A nice pickup. So you have a ton of choices right now. Where do you start to look for this Ether?
I would probably go to Death Mountain. That's probably your highest density of chests there. You got Hookshot Cave, you have Paradox Cave. I think cbass is correct here doing Skull Woods though. You might as well do that first. There was 1 item missing. If you find Ether there, you're good to go. Saves your trip. Once he doesn't find that there, though, I'd be thinking, you know what, maybe I should go to Death Mountain. There's a lot of items up there.
Yeah, there is 7 correct.
I mean, even more if you want to go into that silly dungeon, if they can get in, of course.
Oh yes, I mean no. You don't really want to do ice either, unless you can go mode it.
Yeah, I guess you could just make a play on ice also.
I mean, what if Ether is from Armos?
Oh, cbass. Gonna restart this room here.
That's
That
very
Lawmaster didn't
unfortunate
like where he was
grab there.
standing.
Didn't quite get the cane block in the right position. The hitbox for the cane block is actually quite weird.
Yeah, the switches in this game are weird. Looks like, I mean, you can't see any of the switch, but for some reason, it's telling you the statue isn't covering it. Good old 2D games.
And both our players are just going through the areas that the other player has already checked, so do make sure to follow both of our runners today on their Twitch accounts at twitch.tv/hydrapower78 and twitch.tv/cbass601.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been a few missteps, but they've been all minor mistakes. Outside of that, for, again, saying they haven't been playing for very long, they're both playing very well.
And cbass having tempered for this Mothula and half magic is going to help a lot.
Yeah, and the blue mail. That's probably the most important there. That's just icing on the cake. No too hard damage Mothula.
And full 12 hearts as well.
Yeah, they really have been, like, pretty much doing the exact same thing, except in the Dark World, they just each did a dungeon before the other person, and then after they finished it, they each respectively swapped and went to that dungeon the other one just completed.
Yeah, there's some slight variations in routing from our player.
Really, none of it's given either of them the advantage, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd say the same. That was a very good Mothula fight there for cbass. Gets the crystal, Hydra is now going to get the mix. So where will cbass go now? Ice? Death Mountain? Stay in Village of Outcasts and do the Frog Tour?
Aw, man, I have no idea. He's heading down here, I guess. Maybe that's what he's interested in doing. What else would he be doing over here?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Hammer, Peg, Smith, and the purple chest. I mean, why not? You're already here.
Yeah, sure. Just do it. You don't really want to go into ice, that's the thing. And if you're making a play to Death Mountain, you may just end up going into Turtle Rock in the end anyway, if that is open to you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We've seen other runs like that in the tournament where they just avoid Death Mountain, and I think a lot of that has to do, like, I don't want to go up there because if I don't find what I'm looking for, I'm going to go into Turtle Rock, so I'll do everything else first because I don't want to do Turtle Rock. It's
You don't really want to go into Turtle Rock for just a single item.
Well, you do if it's there, but that's just, you know, randomizer.
But then it's not really that you want to, it's more like you're forced to.
That's true.
And Hydra did use Silvers to finish off Argus.
Bit of a mirror bonk there. There was a gate in his way.
And buying some more potions here.
Yeah, I think he's convinced he's about to have a grueling mire dungeon, but joke's on him. He's gonna be going there and then leaving real quick.
That is indeed the case. 5 rupees from the Smiths today.
Oh, what a ripoff. Oh, he hadn't done magic that either, so good routing by him to clump all this stuff together.
This bat has been available for some time.
We'll get his 10 bombs.
Yeah, Hydra did check that instead of checking Bombo's tablet earlier for the first glove upgrade.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, remember that part? I'm already nostalgic for it.
I just keep thinking about that Aga fight. It's the only thing that's been keeping me awake, just because it was so exhilarating.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic fight. Literally 3 blue balls. Hydra's gonna get to half magic here, and cbass will continue with this lunchbox chest, whatever you want to call it.
Purple chest. Also, a sprite that you can pick in the game as well. You know, why not?
Yeah, that sprite has been in the game for quite some time. 20 rupees from the pegs.
Hydra making the play on Dark Death Mountain. Will we find Ether here?
This could be a decision that could win him the race.
Same with cbass. If that Ether's in the purple chest, I mean, it's a race to whoever finds the Ether tablet right now.
And after that, it's all execution. And for Meyer, it's mostly that first room.
Yeah, that first room. I mean, doing it with the 1 cycle on the Wiz Robes, it does take some practice to get used to.
Also nice here for cbass to route in this digging spot.
Staying in the Dark World here.
In this Super Bunny Cave with an air capacity upgrade and 5 rupees. Or 20. I didn't quite see. It was rupees anyway. No one cares about rupees anymore.
I guess he's going to do Big Bomb right after this. I think that would be the only reason why he's staying in the Dark World.
Yeah, he never checked the Pyramid Fairy. It was just Hydra.
It looked like Ether on Turtle Rock also. Well, that's very nice. So I don't think we'll be seeing a Turtle Rock play today.
I say the odds is like 0%.
Well, just a piece of heart. Where's that Ether gonna be?
There!
Oh, there it is.
And that is go mode for a Hydra. And oh yeah, first chest closest to medallion needed for Turtle Rock. Oh, look, it's there.
You weren't wrong. It was like you knew something was up with that. Not even hookshot locked.
Oh, and cbass is heading into ice.
Yeah, so that's going to put him at a little bit of a disadvantage because Hydro Power can just fly through Ice Palace. Doesn't have to worry about any of the chests.
Indeed, Hydra just has to go and get those 2 remaining crystals in Ice and Mire and then head straight to Ganon's Tower. I mean,
Yeah,
we can hope that maybe he gets Ice Rod, so he will go up and check Death Mountain. For cbass, that is.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to be heading that way real soon. If not, he has the option to do Pyramid Fairy, I suppose. But outside of that, the other choices that he have are really undesirable. But, you know, you never know. Sometimes if you're feeling a little behind in a race, you might want to do something a little bit more wonky just to catch up. And if it doesn't work out, you're like, well, I'm already behind, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to take a gamble or 2 and hope that it pays off.
But I mean, Ice Palace is really not a bad play. You'd like to go mode it, but at the same time, I mean, this is a crystal dungeon he has to do. He could just literally find Ether right on the way. That saves you from, you know, making any other useless trips. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out for him today.
And this seed is not one of those. And Hydra is gonna look for this big key in Meyer. Oh, there's the ice rod.
Alright, well, I guess now if he wanted to go beat all the pendant dungeons and get a piece of heart, that option's now pretty much available to him. I don't think he'll be doing that.
I'm betting no.
Ooh, nice big key there.
Very good location for it.
cbass is having a tough time here lining up this bomb jump.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough bomb jump to get. And to be honest, with the hookshot and cane, it's not really necessary since he has to check all the item locations.
You do make a very good point there. He could opt to skip this bomb jump, and then he has the cane of Samaria, and then even the hook shot if he didn't want to do any other bomb jumps. Yeah, you're right. Because, yeah, if he gets the big key, then you don't really have to worry about it too much. I think he's got it here. Yeah, there we go.
Also, a very good idea that they decided to go and buy some blue pots earlier.
Yeah, it definitely came in handy there. I don't think he was thinking, yeah, I might need some potions because I have to do the Ice Palace bomb jump, but it can get a little tricky and nerves weigh on you when you're doing this. Again, I think this is both their first tournament races in this game, so...
As far as I know, that is the case. And Hydra's just been getting through these dark rooms without any problem at all. And silver arrow strats for victories.
There's plenty of arrows too, enough to finish the game, enough to, yeah, go through Ganon's tower. He doesn't have to worry about being frugal with these. He can use as many as he wants.
Yeah, he's fully equipped for everything. Down goes the big eye. And I almost want to call that small key vanilla.
Vanilla? I don't know.
From personal experience, Vitreous either drops a small key or the bow.
I think you might be right about that, yeah. That do seem to be his more popular item tables. Definitely the small key. He should drop the bow a little bit more often, though. That just makes the fight more fun.
Yeah. Anyway, Hydra is now heading over into ice, and we will all see how much faster this Go Mode ice is going to be.
Yeah, and this is... he's wrapping up on his 7th crystal here, so after this he'll be climbing Ganon's tower, whereas cbass still has to finish this dungeon, go find Ether, and then open Meyer and finish Meyer, so this is definitely Hydra's race to lose right now.
But it's not over until it's over.
Almost certainly. There are definitely a lot of things that could happen. But again, like I said, I think it would require some major mistakes from Hydra to throw this race away. And for the most part, I haven't seen any major mistakes from any runner right now.
Yeah, I haven't either. Also, cbass found the 3rd bottle in the big chest.
Nice.
I think it was just a B, though.
Even better.
Better?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we could see some B strats on Ganon. But I mean, Hydra could be hugging Ganon a few too many times.
Well, blue mail and 15 hearts. He can give Ganon a lot of love. And he does have some potions in the bank, too. So that is important to note. That will, we can see that coming into play much later in the Gauntlet climb.
cbass, unfortunately, does not get cold stare into the corner. Has to do this fight the hard way.
Yeah, he was just a little late on his spin there, but he's keeping him under control. He's got half magic. Well, he does need to be a little bit more careful with his hearts here. Alright, don't take a hit from cold stare. Alright. Looks like we're having some bomb jump issues on Hydra's side as well. I think he's got it there, though.
It's one of the harder bomb jumps, and it's very important to get. Oh no!
Flame bar, why?
Well, this is one of those things that cbass can gain some time on.
Well, they both kind of did the same thing here. Man, I'm telling you though, if they both end up using a blue potion, just from the Ice Palace bomb jump, I'm convinced they're the same person. All right.
Okay, you are no longer convinced then.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
And cbass is making the right call now and will get ether soon enough. Oh, but you can't run that way.
hey, there's supposed to be a ladder over here. Where did it go?
What?
I looked away for a half second, and I see we flew back at the start. I guess he got deadrock blocked, or...
No, he just used the flute and like ran into the duck and grabbed it on the way back.
Okay. Maybe he thought he had his hookshot out or something and fluted and then couldn't dodge the duck. Maybe that's what happened. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either. Let's forget that ever happened and look at Hydra instead. He's actually going to grab berries here.
Hey, better safe than sorry. And if he knew what lead he had, he definitely does have time to be a little extra safe here. He does not know that, of course. It is against the rules of this tournament. You can't watch the other person's stream. You shouldn't be taking any advice from chat or any of that good stuff. This is between you and the seed and no one else.
That is indeed the case. And there are 8 shots with the fire rod against Colster. Gets the first face down and does manage to get Colster into the corner somewhat.
Yeah, you got a lot of good hits there. You could probably finish up the rest here with fire rod. We're pretty much good here. So good cold stare fight from him.
Yeah, and cbass will enter go mode in about 10 seconds. Oh, it brings out the flute again. He seems to very much like that flute.
So yeah, this is everyone's favorite part of Randomizer. We're entering Ganon's Tower. Go ahead and put in your Ganon's Tower big key guesses, anywhere between 1 and 22 where that big key could be. We do have a bot that's working, so if you've subbed to any of the Speed Gaming channel or cheered 250 bits total, you'll be entering a leaderboard going throughout the tournament that will count how many times you get the big key guess correct. Doesn't count ties though, so if you're gonna guess a number, be the first person to guess it.
And as cbass enters go mode, it's going to spend some time buying some potions for safety.
Do you have any guesses on where the big key's gonna be?
I always say the torch because I don't like Bob.
So you're saying it's gonna be either, I guess, 1, 3, or I don't know, what other number would you check that in?
7 or 8, depending on whether or not you want to do the tile room.
I got you. Yeah, I'll say number 8. I think that's Herfy Durfy's favorite number, and he's my favorite person, so I'm gonna pick that one.
This is too much bias for me.
Well, I hope I'm right here, because I actually just kind of guessing whether that was his favorite number or not. I don't remember, because I don't actually listen to him.
And also, look at Hydra solving this puzzle. Amazing.
Yeah, how did he do that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I've played like over 500 races, but every time I do that, I have to look at a guide.
It took a long time for me to learn as well.
So yeah, Hydra is going to have about as big of a lead as the whole entire Dungeon of Misery Mire and a Death Mountain climb.
Which basically means that Hydra has to die during Gauntlet and take the wrong path in Ganon's Tower and still fall against Ganon, maybe?
I mean, a Gauntlet death that is a big time loss, depending on how late it is. That would definitely equalize it, but we saw them stock up on potions, so... And they do have a fairy also.
Oh, but with that small heart filling up to full 16, I don't really see him dying, especially with the blue potion that he has.
Checking the two here, going left side, so our torch item would be chest number 3. Just 50 bucks. Sorry, not today.
Damn it.
It was impossible for the big key to be on the torch. They have the boots. Come on, man.
Well, if you say so.
Cbass got his big key over there in the spike room. Good old Freemeyer. Everybody loves that.
And Hydra's gonna find his 3rd small key, his 4th small key, and a mushroom. He's gonna kill some enemies before he opens the last chest, which is going to be 10 arrows.
Alright, that was number 7, so Hydra, this is your only chance not to make a liar out of me.
Good old flame bar room will today hold the compass.
Alright, so if you guessed the compass wasn't chest number 8, you win nothing. So we'll be moving on here. He's gonna fully check left side out.
Isn't that the vanilla location for compass?
I couldn't tell you. I don't think I've ever
I
played
actually
the
think
game
the
that...
compass or map is supposed to be there, but I could be wrong.
It seems like a good place for it. We'll let one of our experts in chat handle that one. So chest number 9 here is a butter sword. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Just make Ganon easier. I stand corrected. That was the vanilla map. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. They're animals. We got chest number 9, 10, 11, and 12 having absolutely nothing but a mirror shield.
At this point, this shield doesn't really do all that much for them. And cbass did finish off Vitreous and will be proceeding to Ganon's tower. Now he could go right side and be right, and would save some time from doing that.
Yeah, most certainly, actually.
Yeah, if this is right side and he goes right, this race is not over.
Still gonna have, you know, probably about a, I don't know, I'd say like a 60 to 90 second window, depending on it if it actually is on the right side and not from Armos, but yeah, that could, I mean, yeah, anything will help right now for cbass. He's gonna need some help from Hydra for sure.
Yep, and this is Ice Armos, but it's also Armos with silvers, and that tends to go very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and... well, this last one seems to be
6
very
and
bothersome.
7 and
there we
8.
go.
Textbook. And 9 for good measure.
This is still a very good fight. Ice Armos can be quite tricky.
Oh yeah, you're not used to
3
moving on
bombs,
ice.
50 rupees, and 3 bombs. It is right side.
If I see another tile room, big key. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give VTorp a strong talking to because we saw 2 in a row last night, followed by the nightly weekly, which also had it. So this would be my 4th tile room big key in a row.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm not joking. I'll be sending VTorp an email that's about 3 pages long about why I don't like tile room. And trust me, I can do it.
Sounds like a lot of effort for just.
No, I'll do it. I mean, I already got the rough draft in my brain right now.
Well, we will know in just a couple of seconds. cbass is traversing Death Mountain and will enter Ganon's tower soon. But I mean, if this is tile room, you imagine cbass is still going to check all the other item locations. There's our final bottle.
18,
And 20
19,
rupees.
20.
And it's the tile room!
Hmm.
Don't mind me, I'm not here.
Dear Vitor, how are you doing today? I hope it's well, because I'm not well. Because I'm having to watch a tile room. Why is the big key always in the tile room? And then we basically just copy and paste that about 47,000 times and then hit send. Love act.
Oh, and cbass is not doing the tile room.
Yeah, man, that would have been an insane gamble by him just to go ahead and just run right to tile room thinking, hey, I'm behind, but nobody in their right mind does that. Hydra's showing off a cool glitch here, though. If you have the cape equipped and you just grab a hold of a wall, notice his magic's not going down, because this game's pretty awesome.
And it's very well programmed. Well, Hydra can still get grabbed at the end.
Hey, he doesn't have to. He can keep that cape on as long as he wants. Well, he got bunnied, so we're just gonna elongate the checking of this chest here. And, did you guess chest number 21, right? Or 22? 21. 22. Yep, that's the one.
I'm pretty certain it is 22.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just early morning, that's all.
And Hyra will proceed through this gauntlet, and cbass will be checking all the other item locations, and then he will go AFK before he key. And Silver Arrow makes a short work of all of these rooms.
Yeah, he just flew through those mimic rooms.
These spikes are being a bit of an issue, though. So I imagine there is no real reason to check any more chests.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you really wanted a red nail, he's gonna go ahead and take the fairy refill here.
He has more than enough of a lead to do this.
Yeah, he's not gonna be giving cbass any favors here, it doesn't look like.
Brings out the silvers, that's 1, 2, 3, and that last one really doesn't want to die. An 8 bomb drop, which doesn't matter at all. Nice silver there, and there goes down the last one.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice to get through these rooms as quickly as you see some of the other people do. They're just so familiar with the RNG patterns and just kind of how the enemies move. Outside of the fact, I mean, I feel like it's completely random. They scatter all over the place. And then you got BMO shooting you. You're also on ice. I mean, this room is no fun.
Yeah, I just like being cheap, so I just use bombos, which one-shots everything in these rooms. It's very slow, but at least it works.
I like it, to be honest. You just set it and forget it. It's nice.
They don't have bombos this time. Fires the second arrow a bit too early and will not get the one cycle on the Slimolas.
Wisely using his golden sword here as a backup strat, so yeah, he just needs one more hit on this third one and it'll go down.
cbass is doing ice armors. That's 4, that's 5, and that's it. And Hydro taking out the cane for the simple cane strats. How do you do that room without cane?
You can one-cycle that room without a cane if you have sword beams. This one's a little bit more tricky, but the bow works pretty good on them. Ether will also kill Wizrobes, Ether or Bombos.
Yeah, that spike really annoyed him there, missing a cane shot because of it.
Yeah, sometimes that spike goes Matumbo on you and just kind of blocks your shot.
Using the lamp here to light up these torches and not the fire rod.
Just conserving magic.
Yeah, he's likely not gonna get the magic refill here. We'll just walk up and then take the last refill before Trolldorn.
I think that was cbass's last big chance to catch up there. A torch glitch would have been really nice for cbass, because that would have made Hydra redo the whole gauntlet. I feel like cbass lit those torches in a really unusual order. I must have missed whether or not he missed getting through the door the first time.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I didn't quite look at it.
I would assume so. I don't usually see people light those torches from the bottom going to the top, but he got through, so.
And here's the last obstacle of this seed. Down it goes. cbass has now realized that this is tile room.
Good old tile room.
And Hydra picks up a final heart piece, which didn't do anything for him, and now head towards Aga.
Alright, we'll see no Wallmaster grabbing you in this room and taking you to the beginning, because we're not playing an Randomizer seed. Yeah, that actually is a thing. It's like the worst, but the greatest thing ever. Ooh, this is an ugly Aga 2 pattern here. You got a double out of it, though. This one's a little bit more reasonable. Of course, it gives you a blue ball. Nice setup here. Oh.
That was still a good Aga fight for him.
That was actually a great Aga fight with the setups he got. First one was pretty bad. He got a double out of it. Then you get a blue ball, and then he did pretty well to get the shots he got in those last couple, because they were kind of dicey.
And as Hydra enters Ganon, cbass is going to enter the gauntlet. And I imagine with 14.5 hearts, blue mail, butter sword, 30 silver arrows, full magic, it's not going to be any trouble at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's just one Ganon fight away from starting 1-0 in this Swiss match. What everybody wants.
He did take some hits there, though, but he's fine. He brings out the cape just to be safe.
Yeah, I think he's got at least 1 or 2 blue potions and a fairy.
Hey, and that B is important as well. He's already into phase 3. Now it's just a matter of waiting for Ganon to finish his teleportation. And there we go, that's the final phase for Hydra now. It seems like he's going to play it safe and just guarantee the torch glitch here. Still? What? How did that work?
The good old fire mechanics game, and those torches despawning and eating your inputs.
Well, that's 2 shots onto Ganon.
Yeah,
We're just
2
gonna
arrows,
light
still
the
plenty of
torches.
magic.
Yeah, he has a blue potions as well. There is no way he's not gonna miss this. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. hydrapower78 will take this first seed of his tournament.
Yeah, GG to Hydrapower. He played pretty much really well through the whole encounter there. He finishes roughly with about an official time of 1:52.24, so we can kind of confirm that these timers were synced up.
And with Hydra finishing, we still have cbass left as he is proceeding through this gauntlet. He's taking a lot of damage in these early rooms.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and be safe. Get the fairy from the bunny beam here. Still got a blue potion and a fairy in the bag as well. Kind of the bad part about taking that anti-fairy there is it makes these land mows, they for some reason they spawn a little bit earlier, so the first 2 will spawn at the same time, so it kind of makes getting a 1 cycle a little difficult, but he gets a 2 cycle.
Oh, that's really interesting, actually. Big Atlant Mola's done. We'll take out the cane, use the cane strats. There, done. Next room.
Oh, I guess the Matumbo spike is too strong today. He got 2 blocks today.
Yeah, that spike's really been the MVP of Ganon's castle today. Tower, I mean, my bad.
No. The uncle makes blocks. I like that. Unknown hat. Getting all the cool messages in the credits today.
Unknown. What kind of hat is unknown? I think everyone can see that you're wearing a hat.
Yeah, but it was a progressive male, so it could have been the banana hat or the eggplant hat.
But Zelda doesn't wear a hat. How does that work?
Maybe the credits will be different for cbass than Hydra. An unknown tiara sleeps here. Which it does change colors when you get a male upgrade. I think that's kind of one of the only ways to know what male you have when you're playing that sprite is the tiara that she wears.
Yeah.
And the little boy feels some love again when you thought this was a PG stream.
You said it, not me.
I'm only joking. That just means he had a piece of heart.
Of course, of course.
And we'll see if Hydrapower wants to come chat with us a little bit about the seed he just ran.
And Seabass getting the dash through that final room as he will be heading into Aga 2.
Alright. Oh yeah, and then cbass is struggling with these patterns. Hydra kind of showed us some skills there, because yeah, from my point of view, they look pretty ugly. I was really impressed with those hits he got. Ooh, that was a good one there.
And getting its blue ball for no reason.
Yeah, he always blue balls you on the good lineups. Oh, there's another one.
This was actually an awful Aga 2.
There we go.
Aga is not being very nice, needing both Aga 1 and Aga 2, and Aga 1 having 3 blue balls. And Seabass is going to drop into the pyramid and finish off Ganon. He's a bit low on hearts, but he has some blue potions. Has to be careful now. It's going to bring out the blue potion here and use it.
Ooh. Looks like he didn't quite get the 1-1 cycle there. Must have miscounted the slashes it takes with the butter sword.
Yeah, but it's fine. Gets the 2 cycle. That fire, though, was really unlucky.
Yeah, it's annoying when he spawns in such a far corner and you don't have enough time to quite get to him before those fire bats start spinning in circles. Switching to the lamp as well, so he gets the torch glitch this time. So 4 arrows, and then cbass will be finishing this seed up.
Yeah, there's the first. There's the second.
Ooh.
That's a bit close, too close for comfort there.
He almost got the hit in. That was really close, but that torch just ran out right as he was swinging his sword. Or it's
And
for him, so clean
and
Ganon
there
fight.
again goes down.
But GG to
Good
him
game,
as
well
well.
played too with cbass. And in the end, this seed really did boil down to checking Dark Death Mountain and finding the ether there for Hydra.
Yeah, that kind of made all the difference for him. Seabass kind of took an early lead by going to the Bombos tablet and finding that glove, but unfortunately he made the play on Ice Palace and not the play up Dark Death Mountain, and that cost him quite a bit of time there between, you know, doing all of Ice Palace.
And that's sometimes what these races come down to, that one crucial late game decision. And of course, players being quite lucky that the ether wasn't actually in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it was tough to put Ether Tablet in Turtle Rock when it took Ether to get in. And 161, 216, that's not so bad. Actually, that's pretty high. But I'm not sure if they are going to come in for an interview or not, but make sure to throw both the runners a follow. And make sure to follow all of our speed gaming channels here. I think we got 1 through 5 rolling. And then if you don't see races on there, we do have the ALTTP Randomizer sites. They've been kind of helping out to, share the tremendous load that is all these races for this tournament, because the field is absolutely massive.
Yeah, there are so many games that goes on every week for these first 7 weeks. 512 players will be playing every single week.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, I don't know. I think for the Swiss, you're going to be having around 1,500 matches or something, or close to it. That's crazy. That's awesome. I love that.
Actually, it's more like 1750 matches.
Oh. All right, well.
It's still a lot of matches.
Yeah. And also, shout-outs to, the unsung heroes of Randomizer, that being our tracker, Ileana today. So thank you for doing that and keeping us honest. But we'll go ahead and let these credits roll out, I suppose. Yeah, if you don't hear anything from the two runners, we won't be doing an interview. That's their choice if they want to do it or not. It's not required by any means. But, everybody likes to come and talk about their victory, or maybe, discuss a little bit about their defeat. Still a very long tournament. You don't need to win every match to move on to the brackets. I think it's like 124 people that move on, so there's some wiggle room for early losses. And you will be playing somebody with the same record as yourself too, so just because you lost one, you'll at least be playing someone else who lost as well. They try not to throw too many stacked opponents against you. It tries to be fair.
I believe it is 116 players that goes through to the next round, and then 12 are seeded.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I got you.
So everyone with a score of 7-0, 6-1, and 5-2 will go through to the next round.
Yeah, if it wasn't obvious, numbers are not my strong suit.
We all have our advantages and weaknesses.
I know we have some more races today, and by more I mean like a lot. Let me see if I can pull some of those up real quick. What is going on today? Oh man. Yeah, so looks like basically man, every hour you're going to be seeing a brand new race starting, or multiple races at the same time. It looks like we're starting up again at 11 o'clock today. See that on Randomizer 3 with Hugh Bliss and Maybe You're Not playing. And then we're playing pretty much all the way up till 2 a.m. if you want to watch it. Oh man, Phantom Ryu versus A0. I don't know if anybody's heard of Phantom Ryu or not in this tournament. You heard of him before?
Yeah, it does sound a little bit familiar. I think maybe something about a cane, I believe.
Yeah, I bet this would have been his favorite seed to play. Kane from Uncle. I feel like it's required for that to be the first item you get every seed that he's in. But yeah, definitely stick around and watch some more of these races.
And as the credits come to a close, I think it's about time for us to also wrap up things here. Thank you very much for joining us today, and be sure to check out all of the other upcoming races today, tomorrow, and all the other days. And if you've been watching the VOD, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you for co-commentating with me as well. Pleasure as always. But yeah, my name's ALTTTPR. Y'all have a good day, spending the rest of your Saturday afternoon watching Rando. Have a good one.
And I've been Marjevich, and thank you very much yet again.